Today we're going to go over installing tubeless ready tires on your mountain bike using the Topeak JoeBlow Booster. What you're going to need to go through this process, starting with a tubeless ready mountain bike tire, some isopropyl alcohol and a rag, box cutters, rim tape and a rim valve, some tire irons, as well as a multi-tool, tire sealant, soapy water, and of course your Topeak JoeBlow Booster. So to start, we're going to grab our wheel and do a quick clean over with some rubbing alcohol. So we'll take our rubbing alcohol and our rag, dab that briefly, and do a once over around the inside of the rim just to get any dirt and debris out of there. So now that our rim is clean, we're going to take our rim tape and apply it beginning just in front of the hole for the valve core, and make sure that the rim tape is nice and tight as you roll it out, sealing all the way across the rim. Finish just past the opening for the valve stem, and make a clean cut with your box cutters. So with those same box cutters still out, you're going to want to find the valve hole right here on your rim and make a small X above it here. Once your X has been made, you want to take your stem, take off the lock nut found on it, and plug that through the X you just made. Take that lock nut again and seal the stem onto the rim. Avoid using pliers on this step to avoid cracking the rim and to make it accessible in case you need to put a tube in mid-ride. So now that our tire is set up tubeless, we can take our tire, fold it out, and it's always wise to check for rolling direction before putting it on. So we'll start by lining up the first bead of the tire over the rim itself and work it on toward us. So now that we have the first side of the bead of our tire on, we can work on the other side. So now we have our tire on. We just want to make sure that our valve stem is within the center of our tire so it won't release any air when we start pumping the tire up. So after we've checked that the valve stem is completely enclosed within our tire, we can take our sponge and some soapy water. We're going to apply soapy water to both sides of the tire within the rim to make seating the bead a little bit easier. So now we have our soapy water on our tire. We're going to move over to our Topeak JoeBlow Booster, prepared to do a dry seating of the tire. At this point, we want to move over to the charge setting and pump it up to 160 psi. Now that we've hit 160 psi, we'll switch from charge to inflate mode. You should hear several pops as the tire beads work their way into the rim. We can release that air from the tire. So now that all the air from our dry run is let out of the tire, we're going to need to remove the valve core from our stem. You'll need a valve core removal key. So we're going to do some gentle rotations on the valve core. Careful not to strip it, and take out our valve core. Keep the tire so the valve stem is up. Take our tire sealant and attach it within the stem, and holding it tight, we can rotate the tire and apply light pressure to feed sealant into the rim. You can rotate the tire back and remove your bottle of sealant. At this point, we can replace our valve core lightly with the hands, and then a final couple turns with our valve tool. We're now ready to do a final pump on our tire. And switching to charge mode,
pumping up to 160 psi.
can now switch to inflate mode. Spread the sealant around within our tire. And since we're already in inflate mode, you can bring your tire up to the desired pressure. Move our pump. And evenly coat the walls of the tire with sealant. Find that for problem areas, bouncing the tire quickly resolves it. So now we can take our sponge and soapy water and lightly coat the bead of the rim in order to easily inspect for leaks. So after you've made sure you have no leaks with your soapy water, you can do one final wipe down with your rag. And once that's done, you can go mount your wheel and you're ready to go on a ride.